Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, giving all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle of GMS. Lord, when this is edifying, I pray that it is, and straight to the point. I do have a handful of scriptures lined up, so Salakia if I'm, kind of speeding through it, because I don't want, Jacob's attention span is only so long, so many brothers making so many lessons. We like to get, different parts of different brothers. So, what you're looking at here is pretty much, when you're in school and you're writing a story, and where I got the inspiration to do this lesson was really from a brother, because yesterday he was talking about like the climax, and he was talking about pretty much like the tipping point, like the most exciting part, of a situation. That's what a climax really is. That's a vague definition. But this template that you're looking at is a template that's usually used in school for writers or maybe a storyline, but it's really for like action or things that draw you in, because it's almost an art, drawing you in through cinema and through all these theatricals isn't just you just throw a whole bunch of stuff at the consumer. You have to properly do it. It's a psychology behind it, and I guess this is one of them. And this is very useful for writers, because they make their story more interesting. So when you write a book, almost it's like the Lord, when He puts the Spirit on you, and you put precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. It makes sense, compared to if you're just reading the book from Genesis chapter 1 all the way to Revelation chapter 22, I believe, is the last chapter. That's not, you can read it like that, but, that's not, not every chapter, goes, synonymous and, just back to back like that. You got to go from different books and different chapters. So Salakia. But a beginning is really just, the beginning. So really, the title of this is going to be what's going on, man. So what's going on and what we're going into. Long story short, we got 3 prophecies on the table, man. And they're all on the horizon. They could break off and pop off at any day. We have Jacob's trouble, a time like never before. We have the MOTB, which we all know what that is, a potato chip, the RFID. Last but not least, we got Jacob's trouble, MOTB, Salakia, brain fart. World War III, the water. And I'm going to open up with the book of Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 6. I'm going to skim through it. I have a handful of scriptures. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's what's going on now. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. So, don't go to tweaking out just yet, because there's a lot more things to come. These are just the beginning of sorrows as it's going to go into. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. We just noticed and witnessed a 50,000 death toll plus and counting. That's still on the rise in Turkey/Syria area. We have the World War III that's already begun, with Ukraine and Russia. You have pestilences. This C-19 thing is brewing up. We got more that's coming. China's saying that they're going through different things. Even in America, we're talking about H5N1, something along that sort. You got eggs going crazy, egg prices. So all the other foods that use things of those sorts are gonna inflate as well. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're just at the beginning, man. So we're in for a treat. Lord willing. What's going on right now is the Lord's movie. And really this template, these people got it from the Lord. Because that's how the Lord gonna do His thing, man. He gonna brew this thing up. Because what makes the Lord's stories a lot interesting compared to other stories in the world is the Lord loves underdogs. The Lord deals with underdogs. The Lord don't mind taking someone that's a base, someone that's a low estate, and exalting them, But as these vessels, we as a child, when you was in school, being a door holder or a line leader, that ain't no real deal, big deal. That ain't no real deal of achievement, but it make you feel good, you helping and you a part of something, So that's what we want to be a part of. We want to be a part of the select and what's going on. So, Lucky, let me, good night mode or do not disturb. So this is part of that rising action, man. This is going to be one of the, once you see this, everything else is a domino effect. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, shalt not be to them a reprover for their rebellious house. So we no longer going to be out on the highways and byways correcting our people, giving this free knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, nor are we going to be charging. We just simply not going to be doing this work how we do it anymore. Only people we're going to be supping with and breaking bread with is the brothers that we already know in the faith through the Spirit, and then those 11th hour brothers that the Lord's going to bring in, like a flood. And guess what? These pastors, your Islamic dudes, all these false prophets, whatever the case, those dudes gonna still be talking and talking out of their ass. But hey, that's how you gonna know somebody got the truth or not. What the hell you doing talking when the Lord said our tongue's supposed to be cleaved to the roof of our mouth? That's how you know you're a false prophet. You out here still talking and shit's going down. You out here wasting time teaching. The Lord gonna have us moving in haste. Going to the book of, this is still part of the Rise in Action. I'm building up the story. I'm trying to show, the people, the brothers, the sisters, the nation of Israel, what the hell is going on. And, to these other nations that, slavery's coming. That's the end. Lord willing, I remember to bring that precept out when I get there, because I didn't have that lined up. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, man. So on this Rise in Action, as we lead into Jacob's trouble, these famines, these wars, Battle of Armageddon, and in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, we're gonna be seeing the same visions that the Apostle John had. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So that's all manner of people, whether you black, white, or blue, rich, dirty, or poor, incarcerated, free as a bird, or whatever the hell, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, man. So that's that, condemnation of death. That's that automatic death ticket. You being marked for judgment. Because we're not supposed to take that, man. Still building up that Rise in Action. We're going to the book of 2nd Ezra. Bear with me. Chapter 16, verse 31, starting at verse 31, and it reads, even so in those days shall there, Salakia, even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that searcheth their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, the fields thereof shall wax old, her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel through therefore. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine, man. So, you're going to have a lot of people getting drafted, man. A lot of these houses are going to be vacant, man. A lot of your popular, thriving cities are going to die. You're not going to have Issachar going up and down your street, mowing your grasses, keeping everything tip-top shape, having Levi, clean your bathrooms, your janitors, your janitorial things, having Benjamin or another NK tribe cook your food and be a slave for you, trotting down Gad and Reuben. Those times gonna be over, man. Everybody gonna be one for themselves. People gonna be leaving the country. Elam gonna be going back to India. Moab's gonna go to China. Ammon's gonna go to Japan. We talking about the majority of them. All of them. Some of them are probably still going to be here, but a good handful of them, the Lord says, are going to return back to their homeland. Now we get into the climax, Well, now we getting closer to the climax. What's going to happen before we get to that climax? Before, the best part, and don't worry, just because Lord willing, we're not going to be here to see the best part, we still going to see the best part. We're going to have a better vision. We don't want to see the best part up and close and personal, We would like to go see Mike Tyson knock a nigga out, up close and personal. But for this climax, we want to see it through that glass, man. Through that HD screen that the Lord got in the bottom of the chariots. And it reads the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 2. And Salaki, if I'm reading fast. Like I said, I got a handful of scriptures, and I don't want this video to be too long. Because another reason is it takes a long time to upload. Revelation chapter 7, verse 2. And I saw another angel having ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. He cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, neither the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. which I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000, all the tribes of the children of Israel. So this is right before salvation. Brothers gonna have that mark of exemption, that thawa or tawa. Lord willing, I'm saying that correctly. Salakia. Now, what does the day of salvation look like? All right. Is it Santa Claus' fat ass coming through your chimney? Is it white Jesus coming down on a rainbow and he lands in a pot of gold like he's from Ireland or something? Absolutely not. We're going to the book of Isaiah, chapter 63. My favorite, gotta be one of my top 5, top 3 bangers. And it reads, "Who is this coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?" This is a chief Edomite city. Today would be Babylon the Great. That is glorious in his apparel, traveling from greatness of strength. I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, the year of my redeem is come. Who's the Redeemer? Who does vengeance belong to? Time and time it said again, vengeance is of the Lord. And it says, I have trodden down the winepress alone. The Lord said, no man nor the hour or the day of when he rises, shortly paraphrasing, besides the Father alone, not the angels, not no brothers, not no apostles. Yahweh only himself only know when he's going to tell Yahweh Shai, hey, it's about that time. It is that time. Go handle that, son. And Yahweh Shai, he gonna handle business, man. Yahweh Shai gonna be out here fucking people up, man. Alongside the other angels. Not that he needs their help, but, just so we can get a part, a taste in that, all gonna have that testimony. Some brothers are gonna be exalted to destroy people. Some brothers are gonna be given powers to defend themselves, defend their families, defend some of the nations that's still down here, until we get delivered. And then we're gonna get beamed up in the chariots, like it speaks about in different numerous chapters, man. Zechariah chapter 5 talks about the roll, that flying roll. So now we at the climax, right before this shit goes down, right? All right, so boom, now shit's going down. We're going to the book of Jeremiah. And bear with me, this is one of my first time doing this concept of a lesson. The Spirit was just on me to do so. I may do it again, I might not. But it's something to think about, this how you be a watchman. This how you track time, like in a video game. When you're going through different steps, you don't just think about the beginning and then you think about the end. Nah, you reach checkpoints and then, you try to conquer those different, challenges. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is that he? The elect of the nation of Israel. Because Israel is really Jacob. Israel is a people. Jacob's name was changed after he defeated an angel, or he wrestled an angel, And Khan. So this is Jacob's trouble, man. A time like never before. For it shall come to pass that the Lord. No. I got where I want to be. But it speaks about how this is gonna be a time like never before, man. So you could add up all your movies, all the war stories you done heard from your granddad, all your nightmares. If it says a time like never before, it's something that we can't fathom until it's yet here and it appears, man. So that's why we gotta believe it without seeing it, man. We know the Lord gonna fuck this place up. You tell people in the world about this, they laugh it off. We got running water and electricity. What the hell are you talking about? War is coming. You got people that's just completely oblivious. Throughout this whole week or last week, the skies is literally littered with enemy debris, man. Enemy surveillance. The book of Joel, this that banger, man. This one of them prophetic chapters, man. Another one of my favorites. Chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men." So this right here, this point right here, we get into this This one of them bangers, man. It's hard to say which prophecy is heavier than another, but all three prophecies are just straight bangers, man. That's the big three. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You know, beat your plowshares into swords. So no more time to work. No more time to lay sod, cement, grass, you know. None of that, man. Now it's time for you to put a gun in your hand instead of putting pens and papers and money in your hand. Beat your plowshares into swords. Beat your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves. Come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. You know, so that's the Lord. You know, he said, I will judge, man. So that's Yahweh Shai, man. That's why these people got something called the Space Force. Why the hell that come up all of a sudden? And now all of a sudden you have all these space debris, you have all these unidentified flying objects, and you telling me this is all for naught? Absolutely not, man. This is for the Battle of Armageddon, man, and the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Understood? You know, so these people are going to be defeated. You know, and how many heathen nations are there? 17, man. So they're all gonna have their hands in this, man. All gonna have their branch into this. You know, however it may be. You know, they're gonna be fighting each other, but this is gonna come a point in time. They're gonna form an alliance. They're gonna come together and say, you know what, this is not helping. We have a much greater problem. Let's link up and let's defeat the bigger picture, which is Yahweh Shai and the angels, man, the elect. Which is not going to happen, of course. But this is back to that underdog story, man. This is the Lord himself versus 17 nations. Of course, we know the Lord's bigger, but, you know, 1 versus 17 nations, a whole mountain of troops. You know, that go to show you, you know, the Lord's magnification, his power. You know, how much greater is he than people think and assume and believe, man. So that fall in action is really these heathens being plowed down. You know, it's really them being killed, you know, them going into their bunkers, you know, us plucking them out of their bunkers, as it says in the scriptures, you know, and pretty much having a translation of kingdom, you know, the kingdom going from one to another, you know, from Esau to Jacob, and the spirit, you know, jumped right on me to bring the precept out, you know. So right now we're under that falling action between the end resolution, and it reads, the book of Revelation chapter 13 verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. So in other words, man, what goes around comes around, and you heathens fucked us up. You know, each had a portion in our spoil. So therefore, you know, it's our turn to completely spoil you, ravish you, take your woman, take everything that you taken from us as far as our gold, the menorah, you know, that siege in Jerusalem you guys did, you know, whatever precious stones you may have, whatever resources you may have, we're gonna gather that up, and we gonna enjoy it, man. And the end resolution is the kingdom of heaven, you know, being set up on earth, man. You know, we bring you into captivity, and then shit, you know, we just. I can't even talk about the end resolution, really, because I can't even fathom it, like it says in the book. You know, you know, it gives us little snippets, like Isaiah chapter 58, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it talks about what the king's going to be like, you know, borders of our house being decked with stones and those things of those sort, but it's going to be bigger than life, man. Literally, man. You know, but Lord, when this is edifying, this is what's going on, man. You know, we're walking into these big three prophecies. And it's going to go really quickly, man. The Lord's going to decimate Babylon in 60 minutes, you know. So everything's going to go a lot quicker than you may think. But the thing is, you know, those in the flesh, those of the world, they're going to have a lot of problems, man, because they don't understand nothing. And their conditions and circumstances are going to feel longer. So a day is going to be as unto a week's going to feel like a month's going to feel like a year's going to feel like a decade's going to feel like a century, you know. But we ain't even going to be here that long, you know, Lord willing. You know, that all this thing's going to go down rapidly. I would say, you know, once that MOTB is administered, we'll be in the kingdom within 3 years. And that's really me hyping it up. I don't even think it'll take that long, Lord willing. Speaking as a man, shalom.